Hey, what's up, guys? We're out here at the gym, along with the G brand for your clothing line.
Yes.
So we're here with Joe. We're out here, tracking down business owners. And yes, this gentleman right here is a big-time business owner. From having a gym,
I'm trying to be
gym, a clothing line, and if you notice, also we're also inside of a tattoo. His tattoo studio.
Right.
So Joe, I mean, I want to thank you for allowing us to come out here.
Yeah, bro.
We go to the same
yeah.
church, same member church.
Yeah.
I see everything that you do with the congregation. I want to thank you for everything that you do at our
absolutely.
church.
Yeah.
A family man that you are.
Oh, yeah.
A wonderful husband, beautiful kids, and you out there just proving it to everybody that you can do what you can do with everything that you've been through in the past. So let's get it started, man. Let's just tell our viewers who Joe is and where you come from, man.
Yeah, so to put it in a small little bubble, man, like you said, my name's Joseph Cuvier. I was born and raised right here in South Houston. Specifically, actually, in the Gulf Gate area. That's my original hood. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but it's right across the street from Barnett Stadium. Some little apartments over there. That's where I grew up at. And it sucked a little bit, but it's all good. So, yeah, born and raised there. Like most dudes, grew up single mom, my mom was a beautiful person. She was a beautiful woman. My dad, not so much the best person. My mom was such a sweetheart. She kept taking my dad back, even though he struggled a lot with, and till this day struggles, with alcohol, crack, and all this gang shit, crazy shit, I know that you heard in the testimony he was a part of a Texas Syndicate, which is a pretty notorious gang.
Right.
So my dad wasn't around a lot, but when he was around, that's what I had for a father figure. Just I don't get it, bro. I don't understand why he is the way he is, but that's the way he is, and that's
we can't.
Right.
Like there are going to church, right?
Yeah.
We're being taught. I've been taught that sometimes it's a good thing to have somebody in our life, and sometimes it's not to have them in our life, and sometimes we got to take what we get because He's our Father, and we're being taught to, how would you say, forgive.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the hard thing. I mean, my number one thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I've seen my dad since I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
He was there till I was 9, in and out. A month here or every other month I would see my father also. And then 9 years old, completely just gone. My mom was divorced when we were 2, right? She divorced my dad when I was 2.
Right.
So there was just a single mom raising 2 kids.
Right.
And we moved from Michigan up north down to Corpus.
Really? Okay.
To Corpus, then to Houston.
Yeah.
And
that's from my dad's from Corpus.
Okay. Yeah, we stayed there for Corpus just for like a couple of months until she realized that she had to come to Houston for some better opportunities. So.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so yeah, man, it's kind of like that same shit that you hear from everybody in Houston. Their dad sucks, their mom's great, and then that's just kind of the way it goes. I think that we would have probably been a lot better off if my mom. My mom tried to stay away from my dad, but he always kind of found us, you know, and then she would kind of take him back and then break up and take him back, and they were never married. My mom was a single mother of 4, so it's just kind of one of those things. And I think that one thing that I took away from that is that if I'm in a relationship like that, for the sake of the kids, just get out, man, because I think I would have been a lot better off without the back and forth and the letdown after letdown after letdown after letdown. But in the same sense, that's why I am who I am.
Built us, right?
Yeah, right. It built us. I allowed it to build me into something good, because a lot of people allow it to fuck them up and
big time,
and just be
like we were talking about earlier. Is we have a similar background, and we all have those friends back in the day that we still visit, and they're who they are, but we didn't allow that to keep us back in that position.
Right.
And we use it as a motivator. I use mine as a motivator, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And how would you say it? I will always say that I would not change on how I grew up, because I think it built us. It built us to work even harder, and we had nothing else to lose.
Yeah.
But honestly, what is there to lose, bro? Like sleeping on your homeboy's couch, or going back, selling dope. I mean, that's even worse to lose. So
fuck that.
We get into business, man.
Yeah, and it's kind of, you're right. I mean, you wouldn't change it because it's made you who you are today. And dude, I didn't know, I didn't know that I was being made into this person.
Right.
Nowadays, the social media is going crazy, and there's all these podcasts and motivational things and like, hey, when you're going through this is what's happening. This is your opportunity to do it. I didn't know none of that shit, bro. I didn't know none of that shit until, maybe 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And I'm like, oh shit, that's what was happening to me. That's what was happening to me. Yeah. Oh, okay, I did do the right thing. Thank God, because in a lot of situations, I didn't know what the right or wrong thing was to do, man. I just, just try to do right by my mom and, try to do right by God. And that's pretty much it,
it just
kind of just came out like this,
And then from there, throughout your childhood, I mean, where was the worst spot that you've been into, brother? Like that you had to climb out of as growing up and finally becoming the responsible person, bro. I mean, obviously we don't all start out responsible, so.
Yeah, like, in my childhood specifically.
Coming up, man, teenage years, early age, early 20s.
Man. Specifically in my childhood, there was one time, and I'm not trying to whine and bitch about my childhood. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just telling my story because that's what fucking happened.
Exactly.
Man, I loved my dad. I loved him a lot. I always wanted him to be around. I never understood why my mom didn't want him around.
Right.
I never understood really why my mom hated him. I didn't get it back then. I was a kid, a young teenager.
All we want is a dad, bro.
Yeah, I don't know shit. Right, exactly.
I just want a dad. I don't care who it is. Like, I want my dad to be my dad. Like, why did you leave?
Yeah, right, exactly. So, I didn't get it, and I remember this one time we left for a fucking hurricane. It was the hurricane that kind of where the freeways were all fucking backed up.
Yeah, I remember that.
What was it? It wasn't Katrina. Katrina was
Harvey. I think it was Harvey. Right afterwards. It's when people were stuck on the highway and people were dying because they couldn't get off the highway.
I think it was Rita.
Rita? Okay.
Rita. Remember whenever they evacuated Houston?
Right. We didn't get hit, but it was really bad evacuation.
Right. So the evacuation was shit. Everybody was scared because of what happened in New Orleans. So anyways, we're evacuating, right? It was fucking crazy. And then we come back. We came back kind of early to Houston. It was ghost town still. And we see my dad walking down the street, and he looks like shit. At the time, I didn't know he looked like shit.
Right.
But looking back, I'm like, man.
He was pretty bad.
He was pretty bad. He was walking down the street right there in front of Barnett Stadium in the hood. And we're, driving back home. I don't remember where we lived at that time. And I said, hey, Mom, there's Dad. Dude, I was young. I don't remember what age I was, but I was probably a young teenager, maybe 12, 13 years old, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe even younger. I don't fucking know. I got to go back and look at the year. But anyway, so I get out of and my mom's like, fuck, like, fuck. And so we pull over and I get out of the car and I run to my dad. I'm like, hey, Dad, where did you go for the hurricane? He was like, what hurricane? And I was like, the hurricane, Hurricane Rita. He was like, I don't know nothing about no fucking hurricane. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm happy to see you and I miss you.
Yeah.
And I went to give him a hug and I told him, I love you. And he pushed me off of him. He was like, get off of me. He's like, don't be going, get all fucking emotional on me. And I started crying, bro. It made me cry. And I got back in the car and my mom was like, get back in the car, and my mom was like, you see? You see? And he's like, man, fuck you, bitch. I'm out this bitch. He don't give a fuck, dude. He's out there fucking prostitutes, crack, all that shit, dude. Just that fucking life, stealing shit, being crazy, acting like a fucking psycho, right. Literally a psycho.
Right.
And man, that hurt me. And whenever you ask me that question, that's the first thing that popped into my mind. Because, and dude, even after that, for years, I was just wanting my dad. I just didn't understand.
Right.
And now that I'm older, I get it.
Right. Now
I
get it now.
This dude's just stuck in his fucking ways, and it's just how it goes, man. And unfortunately, that was what I had for a father. But fuck it, thug life. That's fuck it, dude. That's what I got, and I'm a fucking thug because I came through that shit. And like I said earlier, I allowed it to build me into what I am today. My mother passed away. I wasn't a child when she passed away. I was older. I think I was 26 or something like that, 27. You know, on the higher end of the 20s. Yeah. You know, my mom was a sweetheart. She got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. 2 months later, she was out. She was done. And
sounds just like my brother-in-law. We just went to that with my brother-in-law, man.
Oh, okay.
Same thing. Stage 4 cancer. Literally 2.5 months, 3 months later, we just
done.
Yeah, he was just about through. Oh, it's barely been a month now. We buried him.
Yeah, and that was fucking hard too. Obviously, like, you know, I lived with my mom up until she died. Like, I never moved out. I was tatting in the fucking garage, you know. So, you know, I never moved out. My mom was, I didn't have any wife. I didn't have any kids at that time. So she was like my number one. She would have been the last person that I wanted to die.
Right,
like if you had to pick, hey, your sister, your brother, I'd have been like, oh man, take them. You know,
yeah, of course, it's your mama, man.
Like that sounds fucked up, but
no.
hey, it's my fucking mom, and she,
mama,
you know, dude, she made sure to keep me in church when she could. You know, she always prayed over me and talked to me about God and all that good shit. And you know, I believe that the reason why I have been able to kind of like emerge on the other end is like the way I have, and I'm not done yet. I'm just saying like where I'm at now, like it's because I had a praying mom. Right. You know, I think that it's really powerful, and I think that her prayers are still working to this day. But yeah, she died in 2017. It was March 2017. It was hard. It was tough. It's hard to see somebody that you love so much like just dying. Yeah. They're just dying, and you can't do shit.
They're withering, bro.
And nobody can do shit. The doctor, you can't do shit.
All they want to do is make them comfortable.
Huh?
That's what they say. Make them comfortable is what they say. Let's make them comfortable.
Take her home, make her comfortable, and it's kind of like,
say.
Yeah. I never heard that.
We're
shit.
literally driving to get. So he was in Austin. My brother-in-law was in Austin, and we're literally driving from Austin to Houston to MD Anderson. Got blessed to get him to MD Anderson. He had some kind of insurance that wasn't, I guess, you know, when he's self-employed also. He had his own cabinetry company. Did really good, and we don't think about having those insurances and stuff like that for medical. So he had to go onto a site and get the free insurance that they provide for us here in the States. And there has a lot of they don't cover a lot of things, but they were able to cover his emergency visit to MD Anderson, right?
Oh, okay.
So we had to go get a generator to hook up his breathing machine so he can stay alive. The back of the truck, my brother-in-law's truck, and we're both heading here to Austin.
Oh shit!
From Austin to
He's in the back of the truck.
No,
no,
he's inside of the cab, right? He's inside of the truck. But we had to get a generator in the back of the truck so we can power his generator. to power his breathing machine, because nothing would work inside the truck.
So it was like a 4-door. He was in the back seat, and the generator was in the back.
In the very back of the truck. So we had to rig it up. So we're driving, hauling butt, dude, because nobody there in Austin would want to see him. So we went straight to MD Anderson, man.
No shit.
Yeah, he was blessed. My brother-in-law's good friend called, he gets made a friend to his good friend. Friend says he's ready. Go straight to MD Anderson. That was a miracle. After he's been told not to go there, but so he was able to go to MD Anderson for his final stay, and just we kind of already knew what was going on, but we want to see, of course, the miracles.
Yeah,
and stuff like
yeah,
that,
for
or
sure.
there's something different they could do, and unfortunately we were too far gone, man.
Yeah.
And, so about a month from there, about 2 weeks from there, a week and a half later is whenever he passed away. But yeah, dude, we do what we do.
He passed away in the hospital?
He actually went home. They sent him home.
Hospice?
No, not even hospice. We sent him home because I guess hospice, you would want to say hospice. And then they end up, something happened where he was feeling extremely bad again and went to the hospital one more time, and they kept him for about 3 or 4 days, and that's whenever he finally, body just gave out on him. He wasn't ready to go, it's just his body was.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, like, for you to see that, and this is your mom, this is with my brother-in-law. I love my brother-in-law to death, but have your mom going through that, bro, and you visually see that, it takes a visual toll, like a toll.
Yeah, it was fucked up, man. And not to say like, oh, my situation's worse. We don't need to dick measure on that shit.
I'm saying that it's your mom, dude. That's like I couldn't imagine what happened to my mom. Like same thing. That's my mom, bro. Like my mom's the queen. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's funny you say that. I
she
tell
raised
people
you.
She was the queen.
My mom
of my heart.
raised me. You know what I'm saying? Like they were there. They're the ones to stick up for you whenever.
Oh yeah.
Like my mom, literally.
They literally fucking clothe you and feed you. They keep you alive.
I have the police department, chief of the police department at 13 years old, sitting in my living room with a detective with him. And this is when I was gangbanging, right? As a youth, I mean, we get recruited at 12 years old, I think.
Yeah.
When I got in a gang.
Yeah.
And at 13 years old, I'm moving into guns.
Oh shit, okay.
So I had them in my living room asking if I have certain guns in my house. And my mom's sitting there defending me. I could do no wrong, bro.
Shit. Yeah.
Like I'm the king. Like I'm like, oh my God, my mom only knew the gun's sitting here.
Yeah.
You know, I took care of the situation, and I was able to get around it. We were able to get around it. But when you see, like you said, your mom, like we can't do no wrong. And that's where that love comes from. Like my poor mom that would only knew half the crap that we were doing.
My poor mom. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can definitely see. I can relate to that stuff with you.
Yeah,
man.
she had her fucking back.
Yeah, for real. So going forward now, you know, when did you decide to? What was your first entrepreneur position? Like as far as like starting your own company, or what was it? What was the first one? Because of course you have multiple companies. What was the very first one?
Right. So it was the tat shop, dude. So I was like, bro, you know, tattooer. I started out in my garage. My mom allowed me to quit my job. So I was tattooing. I think I was tattooing for like a couple of months, dude. And I was doing free tattoos. I would post it on MySpace. Hey, free tattoos. Y'all, you know, hit me up. And people be coming, like, dude, underage, fucking bitches, like all kinds of fucking, you know, the hardcore kids from like shows and shit.
Of course.
You know, so like, yeah, dude, fuck it, come through. Hey, I'm 15. Fuck it, come through. So, you know, they would fucking come, right? And like, I would tattoo them. But I never made any fucking money because I'm just trying to learn. I'm just trying to get some needle time, right? So I can learn. And then I had a job.
You're pay to play at this point.
Yeah, right. So I had this job it was at a company called Blackwell Plastics. And it was overnight from 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. And it was interfering with me trying to tattoo. So, and dude, I was young. I was 20. You know, so I told my mom, hey, Mom, I know you need help with the bills and everything, but I want to quit my job so I can start tatting. She's like, what? No. And I'm like, no, I'm serious. You know, I want to quit my job. I can't tattoo the way I want and learn the way I want, you know, because I'm always at work. You know, I'm overnight, work, sleep during the day. I can't tattoo nobody and I got to go to work, you know. Facts. Again, so she was like, and she goes, you don't even charge nobody. I said, I'll start charging because they always ask me how much I charge. And I'm like, oh, free. And they're like, oh shit, yeah, tight, I'm coming through. I'll just start telling them $30 and see what happens.
Yeah.
In my garage, bro.
Right.
So she was like, okay, all right, I guess. And my poor mom, she's probably like, fuck, my son's coming to tattoo her, you know, like, she's like a Christian woman into God and all that stuff. And I'm over here all getting tatted up and, you know, all this crazy shit. And, but she allowed me to. And, you know, so I started charging people and I worked my fucking ass off, dude, drawing and all this shit. And, you know, just trying to just get into the tat game. Got hired at a few shops along the years. You know, it took me about 6 years to open my own shop, which was never the plan.
Right.
I just wanted to work for somebody cool.
Right.
I always ran into problems with these fucking people, or they didn't like the way I did things, or I was like, man, fuck y'all, you know? So I just stopped, and the last time I quit was about 3 years into tattooing, the last shop I quit, you know? And then I tattooed at my house for like 3 years, was doing good, especially for a guy, you know, who was like, you know, 23 years old, 24 years old at the time when I started just, man, fuck it, I'm gonna do my own thing in my garage. So I turned my home into a little tattoo studio in my garage. Hung up pictures, painted it, had a little seating area. That's cool. And I just slept in my bed in the next room.
Right,
you know?
right.
Had a TV and my Xbox and shit in the next room.
That's dope.
And it was ghetto as fuck, but it worked.
It's yours, bro.
Yeah, but it was mine, and it worked, you know. We even put a little restroom and shit in there. So, you know, that's where it started. And I was there for about 3 years, and I tried one last time to get a job at this tattoo shop on Westheimer called Scorpion Studios.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That was my dream spot because that's where that's where I got most of my tattoos from. I looked up to a lot of the tattooers there. You know, long story short, they were like, yo, we can't, you know, we're going to go with this person instead. I was like, all right, cool. And I told myself, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to open my own shop. So the guy who I was going to rent from, his name's Manuel Gonzalez. He owns Mega Motors and all this bunch of apartment complex, badass motherfucker, rich, right? So he started opening this strip center down here on Allen, Genoa.
That's Eddie's dad, right? His son's Eddie?
I think so. Yeah.
I know Eddie. I know his son.
Okay.
Yeah, I know because the car business.
Oh, okay.
I used to wholesale them cars.
Right. Okay. Tight. So they opened a spot called the Mega Plaza, and it was a strip center, kind of like this. So I started. So that guy called me. He was like, "Yo, you want the spot?" And it's funny because when I met Manuel, I was peeking in. I wasn't sure if I was going to get the job or not. I was just kind of waiting to hear from Scorpion Studios. The owner of the shop's name, his name is Dan. I was waiting to hear back from Dan Martin. And I'm looking in the window over there, and it says for lease. And, you know, here comes Manuel. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
And I was like,
He's
hey.
old school, bro.
Yeah. I was like, hey, man, what's up? I'm not trying to do no shady shit.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I'm just checking it out. He goes, oh, man, the suite's already paid for. I was like, oh, okay, no worries. I didn't have high hopes anyway.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it. Like I said, that wasn't even the plan anyway, really, until like really that year.
Yeah.
Probably even that last couple months, you know? And I was like, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it. You know, I'll be on my way. And I'm walking in my car. He goes, hey, what kind of business are you trying to open? I was like, a tattoo shop. I was like, been tattooing for maybe like 6-7 years now. He was like, well, you know, I never got the money from the guy, and I'm waiting on him. I said, look, I'm gonna give him till Sunday. And he goes, if not, then I'm gonna call you. I was like, oh, okay, tight. You know, boom, boom. And then so I go to Dallas so I can tattoo at my friend's shop. His name is Scott. Good guy. Man, awesome guy. He gave me so many opportunities up in Dallas. He gave me the key to his shop, and I'm in Houston, bro. He said, you can come anytime you fucking want. We just got along real well. Scott Cooksey, he owns Lone Star Tattoo in Dallas. Anyways, I know I'm fucking talking for a long time.
You good, bro.
But I'm up at Scott's, and I'm next door at this QT gas station, and I'm eating some pizza or whatever. Maybe I was there. And I get a call from Manuel, the owner of the Mega Plaza. He goes, hey, that guy didn't pay. It's yours. I said, oh shit, I'm in Dallas, dude. And it was $625 a month. For me at the time, that was a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
For me at the time.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, bro, here, I got that
right
shit
now.
in my left pocket.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, I'm in
real.
Dallas, dude. He goes, it's all good. He goes, don't worry about it. I said, I'll be back. I can come back now. He goes, nah, you're good. You're good. Don't worry, because I'm freaking out. I've never done this shit before.
Right, exactly.
I don't want to miss out.
Exactly.
So
it's intimidating, bro.
Yeah,
honestly,
I don't know what the fuck was
you
going
don't know
on.
what's going on.
Yeah.
You're getting your first spot.
I don't know shit.
You're just like,
nothing.
oh, okay. You just try to act professional.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know shit, dude.
I know.
So I was like, okay, I'll be back on whatever day it was. I don't remember. And then after that, Dan from Scorpion Studios calls me, hey, we're gonna go with this other guy.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. No worries, bro. It's all good. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and so because after Manuel told me, hey, you got the spot, I got really excited. I was like, man, fuck Scorpion. No disrespect to Scorpion. I love Scorpion. But I was like, man, fuck that. I want to do this, you know? So I come back and we open, and I'm there for 4 years, and it was great. And then I moved over there. I got fucked over by the landlord. Oh man, dude, we'll be here for like 2 more hours,
yeah, you get
bro.
to learn about all that. You get to learn about so whenever we end up, so my wife's the one who pushed me going into business per se by myself, right? My background was 23 years in the car business.
Okay.
And we started looking. So the first thing was to do was to open up a real estate mortgage office. And so I was like, cool. Took a little time to get my license. Now I wasn't hoping, so I'm still working. And then she's finally. She was at one location. I won't name the people. and I was supposed to have an office there and get set up so we can have a husband and wife team there at this big. It's a big company. It's a well-known brand, so that's why I'm not mentioning it. And the owner was backed up on her what she said, and so I told my wife, I said, that's just a sign for us to open our own office.
Oh, okay.
So we're supposed to partner up with her broker.
And they backed out.
They backed out.
Oh, okay. So you're all like, fuck.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, and here I am on top of the world where I'm at my business, right? I'm a general manager, doing amazing, bro. Like amazing.
Yeah.
I'm the number one store. Everything's the number
Killing
one.
it.
Killing it, dude. Loving it.
Killing that shit.
And so I started looking for a location. You're talking about people not wanting to answer your phone calls. I've had told me that I couldn't afford it. I've had people not show up to the appointment first to go look at the location. Then it was just horrible. To me, it was a bad experience looking for a retail spot to work out of.
Bro, no shit. I've been looking for fucking new signs for the new gym.
Yeah.
For like a month, and I finally fucking got an estimate today.
Oh, you should
Literally.
Huh? I will talk about this after this. I'll tell you why I'm going to use.
But all I'm saying is,
I went to the same thing. I got screwed over.
Oh.
So that's good. Hey guys, when y'all are following my YouTube channel, you're gonna be watching me going to go sue a sign company because they have not delivered in a year and took half my money. So this is what this channel, guys. This is why we're here talking about, so you can hear about the things that we go through. So not to discourage y'all, but to know that there's gonna be some bumps in the road when you're going through.
Yeah.
And it also shows you that this man didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, but we just picked the phones up and just
I didn't know
and
shit.
it out. No.
I didn't go to college. I barely fucking graduated high school. I flunked the 9th grade. But it's not, dude, look, it's not about that shit. It's about courage.
Yeah.
Right? You have to have courage to be able to take the leap to get into some shit. Because the craziest thing about entrepreneurship, first of all, you got to invest all of your fucking money.
Yeah.
I didn't have no money saved. None. You got to invest every fucking dime, first of all, and you're going to invest into something that you don't even know if it's going to work. You know, there's no magic button.
No.
You know, like you're either going to make it work or you're not. You know, and that's just it, dude. It's gonna fucking suck sometimes. You're gonna have your ups and downs, just like anything else in your life. Just like a relationship with your kids, with your wife, with anybody and everybody, with your parents. Like, you're gonna have your ups and downs, dude. Your days in the gym, you're gonna have good ass days, you're gonna have shitty ass days. Yeah. It's the same thing in business, except you're investing a shit ton of money.
It's your money.
And you got a lot to lose.
It's your money, man.
Yeah.
It's easy. I'll be upfront, guys. It was easy for me to come into somebody else's business and work there because I'm spending their money. They're giving me my budget.
Right, yeah.
But when it's your own budget or your own money that's in the bank and you're looking in your bank account, okay, well, I got to pay for the internet. I got to pay for the lights. We have to pay for the insurances. We have to pay for the softwares. If you have any software, I know we have softwares in our company, so there's all. People are like,
bro,
it's a lot.
The list is endless.
And then it doesn't stop. Then all of a sudden you get somebody comes by your spot and you have the city coming by. Hey, did you know you need to do this?
Yeah.
Red tag on your door.
Permit
and you cannot take it off.
Yeah, fuck no.
I could not take. I got red tagged and it was embarrassing. I had clients coming in my office like, "What's that on your door?" And it's like, it's called a red tag. We forgot to pay something for the city that they wanted. Yeah. When I'm figuring that part out.
Yeah.
So
you say, oh, it's nothing, man. I just got to get a permit for this, and we're good. It's nothing.
You're fine. You're not gonna die in here.
Yeah, you're not gonna fucking die.
So what made you transition? What was into the to the gym? Transitioning from going for having your studio and then going from your tattoo shop going into the gym part. Like, how did you come to that part?
So
that's a drastic change.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, right whenever we moved over, COVID happened. And, man, that was the most money I had ever made in my life, bro. I was tatting at the house. It was great. Like, you know, still got to make money, still got to do my fucking thing. So I did. I had people calling me left and right. Yo, I got STEMI money. Yo, I got STEMI money. They're tipping me so much money because a lot of these people were still working. You know what I mean? They're nurses, all this shit. I had this one guy, I won't say his name, but he calls me. He goes, hey, bro. And he's a super successful nurse, man, in the medical field, badass, fucking money through the roof, and he still got a STEMI, right? So he goes, hey, dude, I got the STEMI. I'm gonna send you 800 right now for a future tattoo whenever we get off lockdown. I was like, tight. So he sent that shit, and it was dope, dude. So I was making a shit ton of money. And I had started my fitness journey already, so I was working out in my backyard. And, you know, I was living, when I started my fitness journey, I was living at my cousin Pete's house.
Right.
Because that year that my mom passed away, she passed away in March. In July, believe it or not, my house burns down.
Right.
On July 23rd, it was my birthday.
So it's your birthday, so just had your mom pass away. It's your birthday, the house burns down.
Yes, my fucking house burns down. That's where I was tatting at, right? So thankfully, I had already opened the shop. Okay, so I didn't lose any of my tattoo equipment. That would have been thousands, you know, to replace. Like I said, the tat shop was already open. So my house burns down. I move into my cousin's house. He takes me in, and for some reason, when I'm at my cousin's house, I say, "Hey, man, I'm gonna start fucking working out." So I started counting my calories. I started doing all this crazy shit and working out in his backyard, doing push-ups, pull-ups, you know, like fucking penitentiary style, Cholo Swole. And so that happens, right? And after about a year of living there, I moved into my own house. And like I said, the timeline's a little fucked up, but in that time when I was in that new house is whenever I moved over here to the new location for the tattoo shop.
Okay.
And I was still working out so like I said, whenever we moved to the tattoo shop, we got shut down. So I'm working out in my backyard now because I stopped going to Fitness Connection.
Right.
Because they're like, hey, fuck y'all can't come here. We don't want nobody to get sick. Okay, cool, I'm going home. So I had some workout stuff from when I was working out at my cousin Pete's house. And I'm standing there. I'm after my workout, and I got long days, bro. Like, we ain't doing shit. We're just on lockdown. So I would be outside in my backyard for hours. And I was just standing there. And I hear a little voice. And he goes, you're going to own a gym. And I was like, all right, I'm going to own a gym. And then I told that voice, I said, but I'm going to open my venue first. And he goes, no, you're going to open a gym. I said, okay, I'm going to open a gym. And I knew what I heard.
Right.
And the next day I started buying shit.
Wow.
I bought it. I remember the first thing I bought was a little preacher curl thing, like the bench that you curl on, and a calf raise machine. Those are the first things I bought. And I just believe, bro. I believe God. I believe what he tells me, you know? So I did. That's what I did. That's what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
Whether you believe in God or not, it doesn't matter. That's what happened to me. So.
And then was this the location that you just moved from? So over here? Or that was another location?
That was another location. Okay, bro, so I moved like three fucking times.
Yeah, so you had this one location, then you started building up the gym, then that's whenever you got the other location, the following location, before you moved here.
So I moved, Alan Genoa with Manuel, what I was talking about, I moved. I signed the lease over here with this Asian dude. Standalone spot, right? Go down into COVID. I'm working out in the backyard. God tells me, hey, you're going to open a gym. I said, okay. I started buying shit. And then we get off lockdown, and we actually go into the tattoo shop because we signed a lease. The contract was still good. There was a big building right next door, and that was $6,000 a month. Forgive me, it was $3,000 a month.
Still out of money.
$6,000 put down. You know what I mean?
Front, first and last.
And he was like, "Man, I don't know if you could do it." And I said, "Man, just give me a chance." He goes, "I don't know." And it was the same landlord, the Asian guy on both spots. And he goes, "Okay, bring me $6,000 and I'll let you in." I guess he didn't really, to him, I guess I'm just a tattooer.
Right, that's how they look at it.
Right. So I was like, so not too long passes by. I can't remember how long, but I got 6 G's cash, and I was like, "Hey, I got the money," and I bring it out to him. He was like, he looked at me, he looked at the money, he looked at me again. He was like, "Okay," and then that's how the gym got started. Dude, we didn't have shit. We didn't have, we didn't have mirrors. We didn't have fucking dumbbells. we had the little dumbbells that with the little plates you put on there and you have to screw the thingies on. Dude, we had like a leg press. Man, I remember when I got the leg press, I was so happy. It was like a little over $2,000, and that's fucking expensive for me, bro.
Expensive for a lot
we got a squat rack.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, no shit.
It's investing in your company. So then from there, so now you have the tattoos, you got the gym working, you're learning through all of this.
Most money I ever made in my life was that time.
Okay. Then let's talk about the G brand now too.
Okay.
Now the G brand, was the G brand while you were doing the gym together, or kind of like after you did the gym that you want to start getting into the G brand?
So,
the G brand's his clothing line, a very successful clothing line actually.
Right, thank you, I appreciate it. So, I'm in the gym, I got the tat shop going, and I see my friends, they're doing like their clothing thing, Sucio's out there, you got Red Ink out there, you got all these other fucking brands. I'm like, man, I could do that shit. I was like, I'm gonna do it just for fun. So I started designing shirts. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna do it like this.
You're an artist, so it goes hand in hand.
Right. I actually owe a lot of the designs to me being a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
And you know, all the photos that you see on the G brand page, on the Instagram, I do all that shit, all the videos, all the photos.
We're gonna have those linked on the bottom. Check out his links, and also the links will tell you how to buy his brand also.
Right.
If you're in the gym, you gotta go ahead and grab this brand because people start talking about you. It's a good conversation starter too.
Yeah, it's tight. It's cool. We got something good, man.
And you market that very well. I mean,
Thank you.
marketing everything. I mean, you do tons of posts.
Yes.
I see this. So now that you got your G brand, you got now, of course, it's business time. You're doing business time. What would you say for everybody out there who's starting a business, no matter what kind of business really it is? What would you say your number one way of getting customers? Your first way of getting customers, the second way, maybe even a third way of how you're obtaining your customer base, whether it's any way of the way. Like, what would you say your number one thing that you do?
I'm still trying to fucking figure it out, to be honest.
What has worked so far?
Man, just being fucking cool. Like, dude, anybody walks into the tattoo shop, you talk to them, show them love, talk to them like you know them. You know what I mean? Show mad love. I guarantee you. Look, I always told any apprentice that I had, I said, if you're gonna be a great tattooer and produce a great tattoo, but you're a dickhead, that pool's not gonna come back. Or you can do an okay tattoo and be super nice and accommodating, and that person's gonna fucking come back. Right? Service. Top tier. I just had a staff development meeting. For the people in the gym and the tattoo shop, and for our other location over in Webster, I had them all come. Kind of like leadership, staff development type of meeting. And I tell them, be fucking nice, be professional, like accommodate. You know, of course, don't let people walk all over you.
No, of course not.
But don't be a dickhead either. Keep your professionalism, and work fucking hard and make your posts. Clean up after yourself. How many posts do you generally post, man? Like, because your following is growing big time. Yeah.
Y'all. I mean, I'm sorry, but he has a partner, which is a wife that they partner together with the gym and the G brand and so forth. It looks like, because they're in all the posts. They do amazing photos together. They do amazing posts. I mean, how many times do y'all post? I mean,
so I'll say it like this: my wife married me, and she got married into 3 businesses. I got married into 3 kids, okay?
Beautiful, man.
So that's how it goes, and it's working fucking great. Ashley's down for the businesses. She works hard. She's here damn near every fucking day with me, grinding it out. And, I'm grinding it out for the kids. I'm there with her. We got something good, right? So I do my best to post at least 6 times a week on each page: my personal page, the G brand page, the gym page, and the tattoo shop page. And that's super important. You got to know what to post. You got to know how to post. You got to make your shit look good. You know.
Whenever you say you're still figuring it out, do you kind of follow anybody out there to kind of see what they're doing, or kind of you just like what is your? Because like with me, when I'm doing my post, I'm not gonna lie, dude, I turn around and I'll look at other people in my industry and try not to do what they're doing.
So
I try to be that a little bit opposite and do a bit more of a little flair, and actually try to be like informative myself because of what I do.
Right.
But yours is more aesthetics because of the artwork, the art form being in the gym. I mean, that's kind of where I see your stuff is at, because I pay attention.
For sure. I appreciate that. Thank you for checking it out. Thank you for looking. So go to somebody extremely fucking successful. My go-to guy is Alex Hormozi. He is my go-to guy. I go and look at his Instagram. I look at his, because one, I'm not going to go to some fucking schmucks page down the street that has half amount of followers than me and ain't doing shit, and his stuff looks like shit. Why am I gonna go look at his shit for influence? Fuck that. I'm gonna go to the millionaires. You know, I'm gonna go look at Andy Frisella. I'm gonna go look at Alex Hormozi. I'm gonna go look at you know, all the fucking people who are killing it. You know, I'm gonna go look at Dark Sports page, see what the fuck they got going on. What are they saying? How are they posting? You know, I'm gonna go look at the other successful gyms and not take what they're doing, not rip them off, but be influenced by it, understand what the fuck is going on in that post, why they're doing it like that, how long is it, what kind of captions are they using, are they using captions, what kind of filters are they using, blah, 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 blah. Go on
but
there.
this is what they use. Filters, captions.
It all matters. The colors of the captions.
A lot of high followers, and you're not gonna mirror them, but you're gonna you're gonna make your own out of it. You're gonna learn out of it.
Learn from it. Take from these people. Learn from it, and then mold it and shape it into yours. And you know, that's one reason why the G brand is so. It's very unique. It's different. There's not another brand out there that looks like ours in the fitness industry. Right. And
you have your vibe, bro. You have. You got the rock going on behind us right now. You have that, that gangster, hardcore, not gang member look. I'm talking about
it's just G as fuck.
Yeah, like you're just putting some work in, and you might be intimidated to come into the gym. You see you see their posts and big guys out there, and it's a dark atmosphere. It ain't bright in here. That's why we're in here right now, because this is the brightest area. It's dark in the gym, but this is the gym. This is, to me, what my perception of this gym is. You're coming here to put work in and then leave. You're not here to be trying to hit up on other people. You'll probably get kicked out real quick out of this place. But this is a true working gym, bro. Like this is, you come here to move some weight and then you're gonna leave.
Yeah, bro. Like we are a loving community, but there is just this thing. I didn't fucking ask for it. It's just the way that I am. Everything that you see in the tattoo shop, everything in the gym, on the G brand, I'm not copycatting people. There's a difference in being influenced by somebody and taking something that works and using it in your business. Not copycatting, be influenced by them and take it and make it your own, right? Only if it's fucking working. Don't take something from somebody or take advice from anybody. They don't have shit. Why would you do that? You know? Take advice from people who are fucking killing it and doing at least 2 times as much as you, making 2 times as much money as you, has a facility at least 2 times as big as yours, right? Don't listen to, because you're gonna have a lot of people talking shit. Oh, bro, if it was mine, I would fucking. It's like, dude, you don't know shit. You work over here at fucking, and no disrespect to anybody who's out there grinding, trying to make shit happen, but you're over here working at, flipping patties. I got my own business. So you're trying to tell me how to run my shit. It just doesn't work. Be influenced by successful people who have the fucking receipts. Bro, if I'm gonna tell you to go to anybody, go to Alex Hormozi. I said his name already like 5 fucking times.
I haven't heard of him. Honestly, I'll be up in front. I watch Ed Milet, Andy Fristela. I watch some other people also. I watch a lot of YouTube myself.
Andy Frisella he's
a beast.
He's up there too. I'm gonna put him and Hormozi right next to each other. They're fucking killing. They're killing it. And they're great. They have great advice. And they are people who are extremely successful, multimillionaires. So you listen to those people, listen to what they got to say, right? And then also, so those are going to be 2 of the go-to guys that I would say. Okay. After I read the gym launch book and the $1 million offers or $1 million leads from Alex Hormozi.
Yeah. Okay.
I
know who this guy is now.
Yeah.
I got it.
My gym business has probably quadrupled in our income.
Okay, so you
Just
are
from
implementing.
simply implementing what the fuck Alex Hormozi says word for word, doing it and making it fucking happen. Now I got and I take, although the book was a gym book, like specifically a gym owner's guide, I guess. Right. I apply that shit also. What I can apply to the tattoo shop and to the G brand as well.
Yeah, because it's all knowledge. It's all business knowledge.
Right. It's business knowledge, correct. So, dude, I shit you not, like my trainers are getting paid good, you know? I'm getting paid fucking good. I'm taking care of my wife and 3 kids, paying for this whole fucking building.
It's big.
Yeah.
What was it, about 8,000 square foot, 10,000 square foot?
Yeah.
It's big, about 10,000 square foot.
Yeah, I would
it's
say.
It's a big building.
Yeah, probably even more. I don't know. We got an upstairs
huge.
too.
Oh.
I don't even know what the fuck to do with it up there. But anyways, what I'm saying is, dude, like, there's a lot of shit, man, and Lord knows I've had a bunch of fucking speed bumps along the way. Like how I told you, I rented from that Asian dude. He fucked us after a year. He fucked us.
Happens, dude.
I went down. The business went down for 2 fucking years. In that year that I was renting from him, I was giving him $5,900 a month in rent. He refused to fix the AC. He refused to fix the fucking roofs. He refused to fix all the leaks, anything and everything. Now, in hindsight, if I could go back and just continue and fix it all myself, I would.
Correct.
I made $250,000 that year.
Right.
Most money I ever fucking made in my life. I used that to keep up with my new home. I use that to add a lot more to the gym. I use that to pay out my employees. I use that to, just upgrade all these things.
And when it comes to payroll, you got payroll, bro. They don't care.
No shit.
They don't care what you get the money from. They're here putting the work in, and that's where a lot of people are like, a company makes money, but the company also has the bills to pay with it. Then you have an employee. You still got to pay them. If you have a dead month or something happens astronomically to where you got to take those funds that were allocated for your employees and you got to pay something to fix something.
Dude, and all this
They don't care.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. And
they want
all
their money.
This
they
shit,
own it.
Alex talks about all this shit in that gym launch book, dude. So anyways, yeah, man, we got fucked. The dude kicked us out after about a year. I tried to negotiate. I tried to stay. I tried. And he was just kind of like, I was like,
right.
Okay.
So that happened to us with our AC unit. We got it. What is the thing? AC units are $8,000 was quote because the business,
at
right?
Least.
Yeah, mine was only 1,500 square foot office, but they wanted $8,000. And in the beginning, we talked about AC units stuff like that, but I should have looked at the contract like a dummy. It was not in there, so that taught me. But we had a verbal contract, so by law, a verbal contract is just as good as a
verbal agreement.
Yeah, verbal agreement is just as hand. So that's how I was able to get around it. But now I know and I dissected what leases are. Meaning we're a real estate office, but our real estate office is not really a lot of corporate and business that related. We do more homes, first time home buyers, stuff like that, right? Homes.
Yeah.
But now that happened, I picked the interest into that, so we can actually help clients that are now that may be our next venture now is commercial side, because we don't know that it's a stack.
Yeah.
Mine was this thick.
Yeah. No
whenever
shit.
I got mine, and and I went into there and I was just like, what is this? But this guy told me everything, and it's none of that's in here.
Yeah.
And I just took this guy's word of what he was saying. So
Fuck.
But those are what you get to learn and live, man.
Yeah, you got to cover your ass, dude. Because I went from making $250,000 in that year, and dude, I don't fucking come from money, bro.
Right.
I grew up fucking. I mean, I know people had it worse than me, but I didn't come from money.
Right.
That's to say it simply. I didn't come from money, dude.
I mean, if you grew up in Southeast, Pasadena and GP, you know these areas. If you want to Google it, the areas in Southeast Houston. 45 South, you want to Google that area. If you want to Google Pasadena, Texas, you want to
Hobby Airport,
you want to Google Galena Park,
telephone,
motherfucking
golf game,
all this golf game area. You can see how we grew up because I'm from the same area, so you'll see but we didn't know anything. I didn't know that how I lived was bad.
Yeah, no
I
shit.
didn't know. I thought it was normal.
And mind you, it's gotten a lot better from when we were kids.
Yes.
A shit ton better, So I don't fucking come from money, dude. $250,000 is a shit ton of fucking money for me.
Yeah.
Shit ton. And then the next year, I'm back tatting my house.
Yeah.
You talk about fucking discouragement, bro. You talk about like, dude.
I can relate.
There would be days I'd be sitting there, and in that 2 years that my business was down, I put all my gym equipment in storage. Fucking heartbreaking, man. I just gotten that new spot for the tattoo shop, and we're fucking killing it. It's just the fucking landlord was acting like a bitch.
It happens.
So we had to leave, dude. We had to.
But you
I had 9 employees at my time.
Oh, wow.
At the time. 9 employees. For me, bro, it was crazy even having one.
Right.
Whenever I hired somebody at that tattoo shop for the first time, I was like, yo, what the fuck? I got an employee?
Yeah.
Yo, this is some real shit,
Yeah.
And
It's
at
going.
the time
Like,
I had trainers in the gym. I had a couple of piercers. I had tattooers there. And I was training them all to fucking do shit the way shit needs to be done.
You're what we call that in the corporate world, they're called SOPs, Standard Operating Procedures. Google it, guys.
Yeah.
SOPs,
Damn,
which
I didn't
means
fucking know that.
Yeah, so SOPs, which I was in the corporate world, so I got to learn that.
Yeah.
And that's what we're also in the middle of doing that too. Is actually putting, you need to do A to go to B to go to C to go to D.
Right.
You have written it down, or you can do it on video.
Yeah.
And that's what we're in the middle of doing now. Is I'm in the middle of
Yeah.
doing that currently now, which is a lot of work. But this will actually help. I don't know if you're doing this or not, but this will help you when you do have a new hire. They have their booklet and they have a reference to go to.
Mm-hmm.
I would do it on video.
Mm-hmm. I do it in person.
Or so you're doing it
the
daily.
meetings that I have,
Okay.
I have everybody show up at a certain time and say, yo, this is the fucking deal. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you don't like it, you can bounce. We love you. We don't want you to bounce.
Right, but this is just the way.
This is how it goes. This is the
company.
protocol. There has to be a structure and a high standard if you want a growing business. And that high standard has to be fucking set, right? And you can't ask them to do the shit that you don't do. You have to be, as a business owner and the top dog, the CEO, the one who runs the shit, you have to be the, what's it called? You have to be the guy who does it. You have to be the guy who shows. Lead by example. That's what I'm looking for. Brother. You have to lead by example.
And they will keep you on your toes because now you know that they're watching you.
Yeah.
So if you slack it, they're like, hey boss, you slacked.
It's like kids.
Yeah.
It's like kids. Like they're only gonna do what they see you do. Okay. Thank you so much for coming in. You have a good one. Come back and see us. Okay. So they're only gonna fucking do what they see you do at a lower standard already.
Yeah.
Okay? You have to put these standards in place and keep them up, and every 6 months find a way to push them even further, to pick these standards up even more. Taking out the trash a certain way, how it needs to be done, greeting clients a certain way, answering the phones, how to talk to people who has a problem, how to treat each other, your coworkers, all of it, everything, closing procedures, opening procedures, all of this shit needs to be done, and it needs to be done at the highest standard that you are capable of in that point in time, and then later on, push it, okay? Hello, how's it going? You looking for a piercer?
Yeah, I can put myself.
Okay, she's right over there. You can walk right around, okay? And make sure to uphold the standard. It is extremely important if you want to grow your business. If you want to get from surviving to thriving. Now, there's a lot of businesses that are just surviving, you know? Of course, we don't know exactly which businesses those are because nobody's going to get on the internet and say, hey, we're barely fucking making it paycheck to paycheck, right? This is one thing that I learned from Hormozy. He said, if you're going to open a gym or a tattoo shop, you're going to look at all the prices that are around you and get like an average general price that everybody else is charging around you, so that, because you're trying to compete with these people. But what you don't know about these fucking people is that they're broke as shit, right? So that's one thing that I learned. And so you have to be able to understand who's actually successful and follow their protocols, implement them into your business the way that it fits your spot, and uphold them if you want to grow. This is for people who want to grow. This is for people who want to get top-notch shit. These are people who want to move from a fucking 2-story house to a 3-story house with a swimming pool. These are people that, you know, you don't bat an eye at $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $10,000. You don't bat an eye at it. You do what the fuck you got to do. These are for people who want to get there, and even higher levels, dude. Now, if you're okay with just kind of going through the motions and kind of just
now
like,
at that point, you're not an entrepreneur, bro. You're just a worker at that point.
Yeah. Like there's a difference in just like, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, you got to find out how to stay open.
Yeah.
But this is for people who don't just want to stay open. They want to grow. They want to get more square footage. They want to own they don't want to just rent the strip. They're gonna own this bitch. I guarantee you, I'm gonna own this bitch. Yep. The entire strip. I'm gonna own it. And I'm not going to do it by being passive.
No.
I'm not going to do it by whining and fucking complaining and not showing up to work. And one thing that you guys have to realize is this shit is going to be fucking hard. It's going to be one of the hardest things, if not the hardest fucking thing that you've ever done in your life. You never know what kind of phone calls you're going to wake up to. You never know if you're going to get to work and find a leak or something's broken or the employees is trying to sue or one of the customers is trying to sue or some crazy shit. It's the hardest shit you'll ever have to deal with. So don't expect it to be easy. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be fucking hard as fuck. It's not easy to make $1 million. It's not easy. I'm still on my way to my million. You know what I mean?
So
it's a lot of hard fucking work.
So we're gonna come up to the end, and before we come to the end, I want to ask a question that how does God have a role in your life now and your success now?
God is the standard. God is not, it's an insult to say that God is a priority. He's not a priority. He's more than that. He's the top dog. He's number one. I put him first above anything and everything. And the only reason why my business has become what it is because I put God first. I'm not talking about fucking Buddha. I'm not talking about whoever the fuck, you know? I'm talking about the God of Jesus Christ. Okay? I put him first. I pray every single day over my businesses. Every morning I pray before I walk into these doors. Even if I'm fucking late, I'll stop and pray over my businesses. I serve at my church. I make sure to be a faithful, committed servant. I tithe, I fast, I pray. I do all these things to a high standard. And guess what? God allows my businesses to operate at a high standard. He shows me a lot. He tells me a lot. And he tells me how to talk to my people. He tells me when I'm fucking up too, you know, and when to fix it and how to fix it and what to say and how to do it, you know. So you say how does God tie into it? God is in through this place through and through 100%. You know, there is no, apart from him, I can do nothing, but with him, all things are possible. Amen. And I rely on him fully. And that's just the way it goes, man. So
get this man, clothing line. This man has a gym, which you're gonna see you'll be seeing the photos of the gym throughout this podcast that we're speaking now on. Tattoo shop, right? Has another one, 2 locations. But this man has many talents. He is also a musical talented man that plays the bass at our church. Mm-hmm. Yes. So don't let this hardcore persona not know that he's a godly man and the way he speaks, guys. It does not matter to me in my eyes is when people think of a Christian, we're not, I'm sorry, I'm a Christian 100%, but I'm not a religious freak. I'm sorry to say that. I believe in my wife. Having value in our household and not telling her she doesn't, which religious freaks do. Right. I'm human. I'm gonna mess up.
Yeah.
My vocabulary is not 100%, but I try every day also. So.
Right. Yeah.
But again, man of many talents, and walking. If you see this guy at the grocery store, you will never know all his